Hello, it's me, Dario Frost, back with you for a deck profile. An Eradicator deck profile for Cardfight Vanguard. Just a bit of an update. Not much of one, but it's an update nonetheless. But let's get into it. We're starting off with 3 Vowing Sword Dragon for grade 3s. With it, whenever a card is bound, uh, your opponent has to look through the deck and bind another card of the same name. And when they do, I can choose one of my units and give them 5k. Or if the opponent does not bind a card, like if they can or they just don't, I can give one of my units plus 10k instead of plus 5. Then whenever it's rode upon, whenever something rides on top of it, I can move Vowing Sword to another rearguard circle. Then my favorite card, Eradicator Gauntlet Buster. I was lucky enough to get 3 of them. I believe I have a full playset, but I only run 3 for this deck. Basically, he gets plus 5k and plus 1 critical for each open rear guard circle my opponent has. And once per turn, I can counterblast. No, not even once per turn. When I can counterblast 1 and discard a card from my hand to bind all of my opponent's front row rear guards. They can move cards from their back row to the adjacent row up front, but I can use that effect again to just clear them out. Then I also have, for the last grade 3, 3 Draconic Descendants. I love riding this on top of Gauntlet Buster because Draconic Descendant, when it rides on top of something, it gets all of the abilities for whatever rode upon. Once per turn, if its attack fails, I can counterblast 1 and discard a card from my hand to have it stand up back again. As well as once per turn, I can discard a card. No, I just Soul Blast, and I choose one of my opponent's rows, and I bind the front row rear guard for that row. Then onto the grade 2s. I have 4 Spark Raised Dragon. I love riding on top of this first for the Vanguard, because when it rides on top of the Vanguard circle, you can look at the top 5 cards of your deck and search for an Eradicator and add it to your hand. And it also gets plus 5 whenever you ride it onto the Vanguard, or plus 5k. Then when it's on either Vanguard or Rear Guard, so both, when it attack hits Vanguard, you can Soul Blast 1 and draw 1 card. So it's a great way to just keep drawing cards. Then I have 4 Cho-Oh. I love this card. I love attacking first with it. Because when it's already attacked, I can attack with my Vanguard. If my Vanguard's attack fails, I can counterblast 1 and stand it back up. So it's a great way to get an extra attack in, especially if I didn't use the back row with it. Or if I managed to get a trigger, I can just put the effects on Cho-Oh and just have it attack again. As well as, I believe, it has the binding ability that Draconic Descendant does, where I counterblast 1 and I choose one of my opponent's rows, and the front row rear guard gets bound. Then for the last grade 2, I have 3 Zuitan. This one is great combined with Gauntlet Buster, because one of my opponent's front row rear guards is bound. Both Zuitan here and Gauntlet Buster get plus 5k. Then when Zuitan here attacks, it doesn't have to hit, just when it attacks, I can put Zuitan into the soul and draw 1 card. So this, mixed with Spark Race here, is a good combo to just draw 2, because I can put Zuitan in the soul. Then I can, with Spark Race, I can take Zuitan out of the soul and just draw another card. So it's pretty nice. Then the grade 1s, we're starting off with 4 Caster. When this one is put into the rear guard, I can choose one of my opponent's rear guards front row rare cards and retire it. That's it. It's pretty much just there for boosting, or if it's the only grade 1, it's there. It can also set off Zuid Hans effect, so it's kind of just there, Then one of my favorite grade 1, New School. When it's placed either on the Vanguard or the rear guard circle, I can look at the top 5 of my deck and add any Eradicator. So it's great for just searching. I love New School. You don't know how many times I've played New School or drawn it and played it, Then finishing off the grade 1s, we got 4 Mighty Bolt Dragoon. Same effect as New School, except for instead of Eradicators, it's specifically grade 3s. Then during my turn, if any player's cards was bound, he gains +5. Sorry, had to reread it for a second. So when any player's card is bound, he gains +5k. So a quick boost and a search for grade 3s. Early on, especially if you don't have any grade 3s, both Nuzku and Dragoon here are great for just trying to get that really fast. Then for the triggers, we got 6 critical triggers because we want to get as many as possible. Especially with either Dragonic Descendant on Erratic or on a Gauntlet Buster or with Gauntlet Buster. We just want to get those critical triggers to do as much damage as we can. Then we have 6 draw triggers total. 4 of them being the perfect card, and 2 of them just being regular draw triggers. Then we have 4 heal triggers, because, why wouldn't we play 4 heal triggers, right? That's kind of common knowledge, I feel like. But that's the deck. That's the deck. There's like one starter, I believe, 1 or 2, but you can really play that whatever you want. But that's the deck. I hope you liked it. And I hope you enjoy the rest of the videos on my channel. I'll see you in the next one. Stay frosty, my friends.